How did someone think they were completely immune to consequences? My college professor thought tenure meant he could sexually harass female students without any repercussions until he picked the wrong victim. Dr. Harrison had been at the university for 15 years and acted like he owned the place. He'd make inappropriate comments to young women, touch them without permission, and give better grades to students who tolerated his behavior. Everyone knew what he was doing, but he had tenure and powerful connections in the administration. Students who complained were told there wasn't enough evidence, or that they'd misunderstood his intentions. Harrison would openly brag that he was untouchable, and that academic freedom protected him from hysterical feminists who couldn't handle a little attention. He'd even joke with other male professors about his teaching methods and how pretty students made the job worthwhile. The breaking point came when he cornered my friend Lisa after class and propositioned her, saying her grade depended on spending time at his house. Lisa was different from his previous victims, though. Her father was a federal prosecutor who specialized in civil rights violations. Instead of staying quiet like other students, Lisa went straight to her dad with recordings she'd made on her phone of Harrison's inappropriate comments. Her father didn't just file a complaint with the university. He launched a federal investigation into the school's pattern of ignoring sexual harassment. Harrison thought his tenure would protect him, but federal civil rights violations trump university employment contracts. The investigation revealed that Harrison had been harassing students for over a decade. The university had received dozens of complaints, but covered them up to protect their reputation. Harrison's department head had been destroying complaint letters and intimidating victims into staying silent. Several administrators were complicit in the cover-up. When the FBI raided Harrison's office, they found disturbing evidence on his computer, photos he'd taken of students without consent and explicit messages he'd sent to underage freshmen. Harrison tried to claim academic freedom and intellectual discourse, but it's hard to explain away photos of students' legs taken during lectures. The federal case made national news. Other victims came forward once they realized someone was finally taking action. Harrison was fired immediately and faced federal charges for civil rights violations, stalking, and possession of inappropriate images. The university lost millions in federal funding and had to pay settlements to dozens of victims. Harrison's tenure meant nothing when he was sentenced to 8 years in federal prison. But the real justice came when Lisa's father used the case to create new federal guidelines for how universities must handle sexual harassment complaints. Harrison went from thinking he was untouchable to becoming the example of why no one is above the law. The university now has mandatory reporting requirements and independent oversight to prevent future cover-ups. Lisa graduated with honors and is now in law school, planning to follow in her father's footsteps, prosecuting civil rights cases. Harrison lost everything: his job, his reputation, his freedom, and his family, who disowned him after the truth came out completely. He now works at a gas station and lives alone, a registered offender whose arrogance destroyed his entire life in spectacular fashion. Sometimes the people who think they're most protected are the ones who fall the hardest when justice finally catches up.